Hey, Nathan here, helping you become a better jungler. I have a review request from a player over on the European West server. This is his alt account, but in Plat 4 last season, this is a Silver 3 game. Goes Kha'Zix this game, it is a loss. Why do you want me to read this game specifically? He said he had a huge lead over the enemy jungler, 2 levels for a big chunk of the early mid game. My top wasn't going so great, but we had a winning bot lane and mid lane with a lead. So I really think we could have closed the game very easily. We dragged it on for too long and we ended up losing because I feel like I jumped into some fights where I shouldn't have. Wanted to know how I could have taken my early lead and pushed into victory rather than wasting it. Great. I love looking at these VODs where we have early leads, especially on a champ like Kha'Zix. My belief with Kha'Zix in solo queue, if you can survive the level 6, if you can get a couple of kills with no deaths, the game is yours. There's no way you should lose if you play correctly. So this is going to be good fun to go over. Any specific moments from the game you want me to focus on? Mid to late game, probably. That's where I think I should have just been able to close games. I think my early game was fine. Still would love to hear some thoughts if it was optimal or not. Great, I'm going to go over your early game anyway. Let's start off with your runes. So, you're going Dark Harvest here. Okay. Yes, you can go Dark Harvest. My personal preference is just Electrocute. It just makes a lot more sense. Dark Harvest is more... It's obviously a very good execute rune. But, like, to be honest, Kha'Zix, you actually sometimes don't think of Kha'Zix as an execute, like, kill champ. Like, sometimes literally getting them, like, low or 10% health is enough. Because then they're basically off the map. Sure, you don't get the kill for it, but they're off the map. You can get objectives from that. You don't always have to get the kill. I just think Electrocute's way more consistent burst damage. I mean, Dark Harvest doesn't proc till 50% health, you know? And it's just better for, just to get that execute damage on the Q. Like, I just don't think Dark Harvest really does much. I personally don't like it. You go Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection. I think Eyeball Collection is really good on Kha'Zix. Unless you feel like the jungle matchup you can do something in. You are into an Elise, so I just think there's just not much room for you to have control of River. The River is Elise's. Whatever she takes it, Zombie Ward's not going to do much for you. Ravenous Hunter, that's great. Alright, so you go the Precision Tree here, and you take Tenacity. Yes, Coup de Grace is very good, and it makes sense on Kha'Zix, but this tree is just not worth it enough versus taking... Water Walking and Nimbus Cloak. And, I mean, you take Tenacity, and let's think about it logically. As Kha'Zix, your job is to assassinate people, go in and out, right? Like, you want to go in, do all your damage, get out. If you're sitting there tanking CC abilities, at the end of the day, you're going to be building full damage. Like, Tenacity is not going to save you. I mean, maybe in very rare circumstances where you can maybe get your final stealth off into an Elise. Like, yes, you are versing a pretty heavy, like, CC comp here, but... you need to play around it. And that's where the skill of Kha'Zix comes into, is dodging CC abilities and knowing exactly, you know, what your limits are with your stealth and your E. So it just doesn't make sense to take the Precision Tree. I love the new Nimbus Cloak. I've just been taking it a lot. Water Walking obviously just really helps you just zip around the map a little bit more. But Nimbus Cloak's a big one because obviously you can take things like Red Smite, and the Nimbus Cloak almost acts as a Blue Smite. It gets that slow off. So yeah, and I'll definitely be looking to go Red Smite this game against like a Darius, Yas. Red Smite just works so well on Kha'Zix because obviously you don't really have a problem with getting on them with your ult. And like, I mean, Nimbus Cloak was really good on Kha'Zix, you know, before with the ult, but you sort of just want to keep that. That's why everyone went Water Walking Nimbus Cloak, you know, previously on Kha'Zix. So that's my rune explanation here, and you go double AD armor. I think this is fine. Alright, so... in terms of early game plans, so we do have a very vulnerable matchup here. I would be potentially looking to get my set ahead and starting red buff potentially. But bot lane is also a pretty good sort of win condition-ish. This is a double mage bot lane. So yeah, actually I really think you should start red this game, and I think that, I mean, hopefully you would avoid Elise. I mean, again, you don't know where Elise is going to start. Unless you actually ward, actually. Let's take a look at what you do here. Okay, you actually ward there. So you actually will have information on where release starts. You switch out this red sweeper trinket. Yeah, so I really like to not switch up to my red sweeper early on Kha'Zix because I just want to survive the early game and I'm not looking really to pressure anywhere. I want to keep my wards to track the enemy Elise in her jungle and just protect my lanes because, again, you're not going to be looking to get river control against an Elise. So... yeah, I would have kept my ward and I would have started red. But I think it's still fine for you to start blue. Yes, this is a very efficient path in terms of doing blue, Gromp, wolves. But I really my goal and always aim with Kha'Zix is how can I get a safe full clear off as early as quickly as possible, whilst protecting my lane still. And, you know, that usually comes in the form of, you know, tracking the enemy jungler. Alright, so we see Elise on red there. So this is actually pretty good. You're going to be avoiding Elise. But the bad thing about this is Elise is now protecting her vulnerable matchup. So, but I mean, theoretically, you couldn't 2v2 these guys anyway. So, yeah, again, I think blue's a fine start. Alright, so you're actually looking to go for a gank here on Yas. So this is what I try to avoid as much as possible. Because, like, obviously your ganks are a lot weaker than without red buff. And the thing is like, we don't know where Elise is. And if you were to die here, like, this is absolute worst case scenario, because then Elise knows that you don't have three... you've literally just, you could just look at your CS and your buff. You have blue buff, 12 CS. Obviously done these camps. If you were to die here, you are stuffed. You know, like, I always try and risk mitigate on Kha'Zix as much as possible. Again, just trying to get level 6, trying to, like, become that assassination threat. Especially the fact that you E in there, like, that is so risky, I think. But, so Darius gets first blood. You do actually kill him. Alright, so yeah, so now look at this now. Now you're obviously walked bot side. So I don't know where Elise is right now. But basically what I'm trying to say here is that Elise can, like, very easily shut you down here, because you're obviously doing red and she's much stronger than you. Alright, mid's pushed in. Yas comes here. Okay, Yas is invading. Yas is already back on the map. Okay, Elise actually is here. So she actually must have walked all the way around. Yeah. This is the consequence of that. You know, you've lost your red buff. So, like, I think what these guys are doing right here, like, you probably will actually win this now because your bot lane's rotating. But if I was Elise, taking that red buff, like, she actually does have red, it doesn't show it. That is a win for her. She just backs off, you're redless, she bases, goes to your topside jungle, because you're obviously going to go topside off that, take your camps. You could get easily shut down by this. But you're sort of lucky that you're playing in silver here. But this is, like, again, fine. Like, you get the kill on Elise, so you're pretty lucky. You actually get a little bit here. But just in terms of early game optimization, I'm just saying that you've path, and what the decision making you've made here is very, like, fragile. Like, I always try and make my pathing and my solo queue games as least fragile as possible, again, to mitigate that risk, because it's just consistency. Consistency wins games. Consistency makes you climb the solo queue ladder. Alright, so I actually would not do Krugs here. I think this ruins your momentum. So as soon as Elise dies and Yas dies here, base and go topside. Go take this Rift Scaler, because you know that Elise definitely hasn't got this. You know, because she walked away bot side to fight you. Clear your Gromp, your Wolves. Your Raptors will be back up. Then you can get some vision. Hopefully you have a control ward. Play some vision defensively. Then you can start looking to pressure Dragon with your winning bot lane. I think this ruins your momentum a bit. Yes, Krugs is a very good camp to get, but you need to be thinking right now, how can I get Dragon as early as possible with, like, my winning bot lane? So this, like, again, I think this ruins your momentum a bit. Alright, so you base, we get one control ward, love it, and we're going topside now. Alright, Elise is actually bot, okay. Are they going to win this fight? No, Yas is here. Okay, so you need to get off your wolves, and I want you to take... You need to trade something on this from that. Go into a jungle, take raptors, take wolves. I mean, I wouldn't really gank a Darius. I don't think you can kill Darius. He's going to be level 6 soon. Yeah, so you take raptors, you take all topside. You just need to, like, get level 6 as quickly as possible. So this is, like, you just not looking at the map or something like that. Like, they're probably potentially going to look to you dragon off this. You need to get something. Like, you're wasting... You can get this after. Use this opportunity with Elise being bot to go and take her topside jungle. Alright, now you actually come here and defend top. So, I mean, I guess you're pretty lucky you're going to soak up this entire wave. But, you know, you want to deny the experience and gold. But, I mean, you still got an alright early game here. Like, you're 1-0-2. Obviously, you lost dragon. Alright, this is an absolute waste of time. Alright, let's do another efficient path here. So what I want you to do here is I want you to take your blue, base. Can you buy warrior? No, you can't buy warrior. Base, get like 2 control wards, come down here, get some control, some vision, then do your Krugs, Raptors, do another full clear. You'll be level 6 by then. Actually, sorry, you're already level 6. You'll be very far ahead. Then base, go back to bot side, and then look to potentially do another gank or something like that. I just want you to snowball your lead. Like, you actually have a pretty good early game here, despite... and yeah, obviously, you at the end of the day, you do have an early good game. No matter how fragile it was, like you're 1-0-2 right now with the Kha'Zix, level 6 at 7 minutes. This is very, very good. So yeah, this is an absolute... actually, I mean, maybe it's not a waste of time to gank this. This is fine. This is fine. I just say that because in terms of like... Your Echo's 1 and 3. Yas just keeps pushing. Like, you can't really get anything off this, and your ult is like a pretty valuable asset. Like that's always the way I view Kha'Zix ults. When I use a Kha'Zix ult, I want to get like a lot from it. And like I'm helping this 1-3 Echo who's already like, you know, sort of lost this lane. Questionable. But like, because I want to be using that to actually snowball my bot lane. This is a very vulnerable bot lane, the Veigar Bard. That's where I want to be using my ult cooldown. Just constantly farming my jungle, then ulting bot and breaking this tower. Alright, so I think this is a really waste of time. So in that situation, just do your Raptors, your Krugs, base, do your blue, your Gromp will spawn by then, Wolves, then you can walk back down to bot side. And you will have actually, if you do Raptors and Krugs, you will have your Warrior by then. Which is really, really good. Actually, I think you can buy Warrior, in like 30 gold. And you see, you're wasting a lot of time here. You're not going to kill Bard. You need to buy Warrior. Warrior is a huge item spike, and I actually disagree you went Stalker's Blade this game. I think Red Smart's much better. Actually, no, Stalker's Blade's good because you don't have Nimbus Cloak. Yeah. Alright. So, Elise shows top. I wouldn't ignore this. This is game over top lane. 3-0 Darius. This guy can 1v2 you. Do not look top at all. I don't want you even to be thinking about top. No, this is thinking about top. What are you going to do here? Your set's dead. You're a level 6 into a level 8 Darius. You're just shown... The worst thing about this is you've just shown on the map and given the enemy team free vision. Always make the enemy team work for their vision. I think this Rift Skull is very risky. Actually, no, sorry. Elise was low, so this sort of makes sense. Yes, he's diving. Alright. Wow. Okay, I think you're getting very lucky this game. 3-0-2. Okay, so still, like... I mean, obviously I pointed out a lot of mistakes here, but this is still very much winnable. So, I want you to snowball this game through massive experience and gold lead over this Elise. This Elise will literally be useless if you're literally like 3 levels up on her. I mean, yeah, you're 2 levels up on her. So, what you want to do here is... I mean, you can potentially counter jungle. Rift Herald is the worst thing you can do here. It's going to absolutely ruin your momentum here. All your bot side jungles up. Look at all the camps up. I need you to clear this before doing any objectives. And I want you to get this tower bot. So actually, I think what you should have done there, as soon as Elise died, you come here, you take her Raptor camp, you do Wolves, Gromp, sorry, your red, Gromp, base, go bot side, clear this, then look to, or literally just do your red into a bot gank, use your control wards here and here just to keep pressuring bot. Bot is absolutely your win condition right here. Heimerdinger has like 30 CS up. You guys can just siege this tower like super hardcore and just get this. But you need to be there pressuring. I don't even need you to be ganking. I just need you to be bot side pressuring. But you need to be still be an efficient farm here. You don't actually need Rift Herald to win this game. Like at this point. You can, like, I don't even care if you give it up. Like, this is so risky. All 3, Darius is here. Like, this is actually just going to be so south from you. You don't have ults and you lose Rift Herald. So I actually view this... If I was playing this game, this is where I lost the game. Even though I'm 3-0-2, I lost the game here. But this is silver. Let's keep going through it. Alright, now you're forced out. Look at this, because look at that consequence of that now. Similar to like the red buff invade. Like now you're gonna lose your entire topside jungle, and not be able to like now at least is slowly catching up. Versus you should be like literally like putting the gas on the pedal, like just absolutely just carrying this game. Alright, so you come mid here and you kill Yas. Again, I just don't think this does anything. I think it's wasting your momentum. I mean, I guess Yakko's actually starting to get some kills, but I just want you to be getting this bot tower. Did your Heimerdinger just die there? I'm not sure. Okay, so now you're going top side. I think all your top side jungle's gone by now. I wouldn't be checking it at all. Dragon is an objective. Just go bot. You have 2 controls. This is awesome. And so I really like you taking Merc Treads here. And this, in terms of the tenacity conversation as well, this is enough for, you don't need double tenacity on Kha'Zix. This is enough tenacity for you, for the Veigar, Bard, Elise. They actually do have a bit of magic damage. Alright, so you can't control this at the moment because Darius is here. What I need you to be controlling is just here. So you come down here, sure they can take this, but I want you to control here, just protect Heimerdinger, make them push in bot, and it will force the enemy team. They won't be able to walk down here. They'll have to walk and defend tower that way, which will then create an opportunity in the space for you to like come clear control wards here once they're reacting to the wave. And then, this is why I say 2 controls is so important, because then you can start placing them, reposition them in places that will help you get dragon more. Right, these guys love invading your red. Did Yaska take your red? Well, Yas took your red and you died. Alright, this is not ideal. And now they're diving your bot lane, which is your win condition. Yeah, so this is the downside of Darius just being super fed and getting the tower before you got bot tower. Like, I actually wanted, ideally, theoretically, you should always get bot tower, no matter how far ahead their top laner is. Actually, I mean, she rifted it, so that sort of makes sense, but you have 3 people versus 2 people getting the tower, right? Like, you should always get this tower. I mean, if you were here for a couple more ganks, I can almost guarantee this tower would be dead. And look at this right now. So you have, like, 52 CS right now, like, almost even with Elise. And Elise has a lot more kill participation than you. Like, you should be I would be looking at 85, 90 CS probably at this time if you farmed way more efficiently. So you're going bot here to contest this dragon. Wow, good steal. Gonna kill this guy. Enemy tell Darius is top. Actually, this should be pretty free. And we kill Elise. Okay, cool. That's okay. That's okay. Alright, so bot tower is still a pretty major objective. Just don't be ganking mid, honestly. This is the objective on the map. You're going for kills over objectives. Help your bot secure this. Dive. Look at this guy. You guys could just dive this. Look at this right now. EQ dead. E auto red, like your smite Q dead, and you have ult and everything like that. And Veigar just wasted his stun. Alright, so we do get bot tower, which is great. Alright, so now you need to reposition. Always think at this time, otherwise, because right now, so this is actually, the game is starting to get pretty chaotic. And whenever the game starts getting chaotic, always in your mind, reposition and be like, alright, what's the next objective on this map? And then plan your jungle path around that. And what it is top tower. And to be as efficient as possible, we want to go out of base, go to Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, tell your bot lane to go top, start pushing this out, get some control wards in here and here, look to get Rift Scuttler, and then this is the next objective. So that's what you want to be doing now. Alright, so you come out of base with no control wards, huge mistake. It's going to be so much more difficult for you to control areas of the map, and almost makes it almost impossible to take towers, to be honest. That's like how big of an impact not buying control wards, does. So you do miss your Krugs here, and this is all wrong. The fact that your bot, like, obviously you can't control what your bot is doing, but this is where I want you to, like, get into the mindset of trying to control your team a bit. Say, hey, I want to help you guys get top tower. This is the next objective of the map. I want you to, like, I'll path up top. I need you to be pushing out top, and I'll cover you with control wards, which again you don't have. So even if you fight here and get kills, there's nothing to get here because this tower is like very hard to get at 15 minutes in the game. You need to also be avoiding Darius at all costs. He's absolutely out of control. So the thing about this is that the enemy team has you on defense versus you making a proactive play top right now. Like, that's what you want to be doing. So even if you guys kill them here, you won't be able to get anything off it. With the scan, being bot side here is worthless. Like, what are you going to get from these kills? This is just playing kills over objectives. Like, sure, we kill Yas, we kill Darius. Let's actually take a look. What do you get from this? And you even go for more kills. Oh, nice. Right, there you go. Look, think about it right there. You've literally just gotten 4 kills. Alright, we get mid tower. I'll give you that. Well, that's because Echo was pushing. which actually is a pretty big objective, but my point is it would be way better if we were top to get top tower, and actually Set's getting that anyway. Like, the way you need to be positioned as a jungler, like, your laners shouldn't be getting these objectives. I need you to be, and this is what will win you games, is you be the one. I want you to be the result of getting objectives, not your laners getting objectives for you. Like, you obviously, you need to, you enable them and you help them get objectives, but you know you're playing well as a jungler if you're the one sitting in brushes as Kha'Zix, literally sitting in here or sitting inside brushes, just camping, waiting for the enemy team to come, counter gank, you know, helping your team push in, scaring the enemy team. That's what good jungling looks like. Versus just going for these random kills and then your teammates, you know, happen to just get the towers. Like, I mean, maybe you could have planned that, but I would argue that you didn't plan that. Sort of just happened. Alright, so this is great. You have 2 control wards here. Alright, another thing I wanted to point out as well is just like your CS right now, you have like 69 CS at 18 minutes in the game. Almost the same as Elise. And again, Elise has a lot more, actually no, you have more kill possession than it right now, but this is a problem. Like you didn't extend, like you know how you see how you're even levels right now? It's because you didn't extend your lead and push the accelerator on that, and because again, you weren't efficient farming. If I was you on this Kha'Zix game, I would probably have at least 110, 120 CS potentially. That's like a lot of gold extra, you know? And you would have the huge level experience. You would be level 11, pushing 12 right now, like literally just killing people with your second evolve ability. Alright, so you gank that, potentially get free dragon now. They were all top side. Okay, you evolve E. Rule for Kha'Zix, only ever evolve E if you are incredibly far ahead. 70 CS at 19 minutes is just not incredibly far ahead with 3 deaths. That's not how I view that. Or you're versing insanely, like all like ranged champions that are super squishy. You need to get W to kite Darius and kite Yas. See, it's weird me saying kite as a melee champ, but Kha'Zix is a disruptor. Like you want to kite and like force them into bad positions or catch. You can literally catch people out with that slow. It's so effective on Kha'Zix, and it really will just frustrate Yas and Darius because it makes them champs way more ineffective. Because you know Darius can't walk up and like hook people in, and Yas is a lot less effective if he's slowly like, you know, moving through like units. Alright, so we do get this dragon. Oh, yep. Alright, so we need to refocus this game. There's just like a lot of back and forth kills. We have 42 kills in 20 minutes, which is almost over 2 kills a minute. So topside and Baron is the next objective right now. Do your Krugs. I don't think you can defend this, or actually maybe you can. Yeah, you can defend this, never mind. Come defend this, this is good. So what I want you to be doing here is controlling topside river and being an assassin and like look into, ideally someone's pushing out this lane and you're sitting here protecting them and being an assassin. That's how you win games with Kha'Zix. You don't actually win games with Kha'Zix by just flat out team fighting. You look in the, to be as a assassin, like that's the identity. That's what he's called, an assassin, right? Hide in the brushes, like use your laners as bait, come out and like assassinate them. So that's the way you want to do it. Think about it is always be playing side lanes as Kha'Zix. Side lanes, you're a side lane king as Kha'Zix. So you actually want to be avoiding, you see how you're coming for this fight? These are not fights you want to be taking. You want to be with this Echo right now. Well, actually, no, you don't want to be bot side. You want to be top side. Someone up here. And there you go. And then you die here. Right, this is a 50... Is that... Yeah, 50 kills right now. 21 minutes. But we do kill 4. Alright. So, need to wait for you to spawn. You need control wars at this stage of the game. I can't stress that enough with Baron being a prime objective. So much fighting. Alright, so again, this is not the way you want to be fighting. Like 3 of your team, it's 2 versus 3 right now. Your set's 1-7. Like there's just no way you're going to be able to like 1v3 these guys. Oh, should have controlled that. Should have. Oh man, maybe you couldn't have taken that control ward. Alright, now team fight's breaking out. Oh, again, I just don't want you to be team fighting. You don't have ult now. This is just not what you want to be doing as Kha'Zix. Alright, Darius just absolutely pops off here. And yeah, they're probably getting a Baron or something like that. Alright, so I'm just going to end the review here. I just want to end the review here just for emphasis on that early game. How you should have snowballed your lead with experience, through experience and gold. You have 99 CS at 23 minutes. This is... I usually, if I'm playing like a pretty hefty, like efficient farm jungler like Kha'Zix, I'd be aiming for about 70 CS-ish under the clock, which would make it about 150 CS here. Actually, probably about 80 CS under the clock at this stage. That's what I need you to have this game. You did buy control wards in the early stages, but then you started to forget buying control wards. I think that was a big mistake. And yeah, that Rift Herald call, I would call the game at that. Like, that is a loss for me. So, you can check out my full notes from this review over my blog, nathanmott.gg. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.